Motivational speech. Be the reason that fiction becomes facts. Write something worth remembering. Sand castles. I've spent the last year incredibly focused building, creating. In fact, I've spent my whole life building, putting countless hours into something that I believe wholeheartedly will allow me to leave this place a little better than I found, and I'm not unique in this way. Right, we all have ambitions, we all work toward positive change in our lives. It's essential, but like everything in our world, there is more there than meets the eye. Last weekend I decided to head over to the beach. Summer's turned to fall. I wanted to get one last trip and I kind of bring closure to an amazing summer, and I was walking around and came across a sand castle standing in beautiful detail, seemingly untouched by human hands after being completed, yet slowly deteriorating from the elements. And seeing this was a little disconcerting, right? You have this natural tendency to want to preserve it and the effort that went into building it, but the more and more I thought about it, the more it occurred to me that the true beauty of it all is not in the sand castle, it's not in the tower sculpted to perfection where the meticulously carved outdoors windows and bridges, they're only symbolic. We don't live for the final product, we live for the journey, the adventure, the joy of the process, tackling the unknown and turning it into something of beauty. That's why we get up every day, that's why landscapes, oceans and skylines run away with our imagination. They're representative of what makes us feel alive. Sometimes it becomes extremely easy to forget that the degree, the championship, the executive position, these things we seek their validation, right, but they are not life. What you do every day is life. How you turn ordinary things into extraordinary things. Cherish the time you spend there is nothing of greater importance. Sand castles will not stand forever. The tide, the wind, a million things will assist in bringing the sand back to its original form. Just like us, its time is finite, but the joy of creating such a masterpiece can never be lost. That's why we build, why we create. Your last day on earth. So imagine with me that it's a fall morning years from now, right? The sun is shining through your window. You'd get out of bed just like it's any other day, except this particular day would be different. It would be your last day on earth. So you walk outside and begin reflecting on life from day one to where you are now. And in that moment, my question to you is, what would you value most looking back? I've always been intrigued by this question, even though it's a tough one. I like it because it's a simple reminder of what's important. It brings much needed perspective. So what would that moment look like? Your last day, when you get to look back on everything you've done, right? The legacy you've made. You most likely won't focus on how tough the climbs were. You probably won't remember the battles and the struggles. Well, you'll remember the moments of victory, the times when you were able to do something significant to contribute to the world, to help and be near those who mean the most to you. What we learn as we get older, as we progress through life, is that failures dissolve, right? They fade away. They provide us with the wisdom that we so desperately need, and then they disappear into the universe. It's the other piece that needs our attention, that quote we've heard a million times about regretting the things that we don't do more than the things we do, and how fear constantly gets in the way of our potential. So imagine, like, if you continue this walk outside, do you think about your dreams, the things that fear kept you from becoming? Because on your last day alive, in the face of death, you'll probably realize that the worst possible scenario wasn't as scary as you thought. Study after study shows that the biggest regret of people with limited time left is living according to the expectations of others, not having lived a life that was suited themselves. We're fortunate enough to have that wisdom now. Why would we not act on it? Don't let yourself be the person who looks back and dreams about what if. You were dreaming in the present. We're all writing our stories. Make yours a thriller, make it a bestseller. Live now, let that fear fade away, because in a universe where your existence essentially equates to a drop of rain in a thunderstorm, what the hell is there to be afraid of? Be the type of person who finishes this walk outside with a smile. Contend with the journey, all that turns the adventures, the small Failures that shaped who you are, the successes that lifted you up. As the old saying goes, everyone dies but few truly live. Thanks for watching video. For more interesting videos, please subscribe and like, share and comments.